for the hottest news out of the obstacle racing scene? Want to stay up to date on the freshest info, the latest podiums, and hear interviews with the who's who in OCR? Well, you've come to the wrong place. Well, some of that you'll find here. But we're not the media. This is not ORM, OCM, OCRM, ORCM. This is OCR Talk.
Hey, what's up? It's Jason. I'm recording today because I just got done doing a weekend run, and I just went out for a 10-mile trail run with a buddy, with Kevin Harkins, and actually ran in Merrell MTL Skyfire 2s. And these are some sweet shoes that I just got. It's my first miles I put on them. And I might talk a little bit about them, but the main reason I wanted to talk today is because in the past with OCR Talk, I've talked a lot about hydration issues, and anybody that's listened to the podcast knows the kind of stuff that I've dealt with and kind of what I went through to try and figure out what it was and all the different things that I thought it might have been and all the different things I tried to deal with it. And I wanted to give everybody an update that I pretty positive I've figured it out. Like, not like a this could be it kind of thing, but a pretty confident I've got it. And the reason that I figured it out is because after this winter, I was feeling pretty good. I felt like I was getting stronger. I was running well. Obviously, it was in the cold, but I had a 50K the weekend of March 4th, I think it was. And this was like going into this big 50K that I was excited about. I felt like I was doing well, so I figured I would be able to crush it. And I've run this race twice before and DNF'd both times. The first time it was a 50-miler, and I did 25 miles. And the second time it was a 50K, and I did 25 miles. And the only reason I did 25 miles is because it was an out and back to the start for that first 25 miles. And then after that is a loop, or for the 50K, it was just another out and back. So I kind of started to really look at, all right, what is my deal? Now, after this 50K, when I got home, I spent, my wife started looking into, why are you getting dehydrated, or why are you feeling so rough after? Like, here's your symptoms. She did some research while I was, just in the bath dying, trying to recover, because I DNF, spent an hour after the race trying to see if I would recover. And then, over the next 3 hours, getting home, trying to recover, and still not. And then the issues that she researched, everything led to hyponatremia. And anybody that has been in the world's toughest community for a while probably knows hyponatremia and how dangerous it can be. And I'd always heard about it in relation to taking too much Advil, I think, pain medicines, and over the course of 24 hours and all this other stuff. But what I've come to learn is that, when you hyponatremia in its essence is your cells having too little sodium to balance out the water in your cells. So the cells see the low amount of sodium and they say, okay, we've got enough water. We don't need any more. So all that water that you're putting in your body, you're steady drinking, we're just not going to use it. So it made me feel very sloshy in my stomach. So it's like I'm drinking a lot of water. I don't feel like I'm drinking too much, but I'm drinking to try and stay hydrated, and it's just not going anywhere. So I feel bloated, feel sloshy, and then eventually heart rate starts to spike and go up way higher than it should be, even at an extremely slow pace, basically any running, any uphills. So what she found was, take more sodium, take some broth or something like that. So she had some broth, she gave it to me, and I recovered by the time I finished the cup of broth. Like that's how good it was. And so researching more into it after that, I started saying, okay, I obviously need more sodium. I knew I thought I needed more sodium than I realized, but it was just the level, the amount was kind of staggering. So I started trying, just getting more. I got some salt stick chews and some salt stick, another brand of salt capsules, and started taking those during workouts and after and everything. And that's what I learned about not just taking some afterwards, after you're done, but taking some before, taking some during, taking some after. And it's all personally dependent. So I found that you can get a sweat test, and the sweat test will actually help you determine how much sodium do you lose per whatever amount of fluid you sweat out. And for me, I went to Play Try in Dallas, and they do the test there. And the tests that they do are put on by, or they're created by this company called Precision Hydration, or Precision something or another. And you don't actually have to run to take the test, which is amazing. They have these two little diodes that they put on you, and one of them has a chemical on it, and another one's got electricity that runs through it. So it runs through you, and sit there for about 5 minutes with it on your skin. And then after 5 minutes, you take it off, and then you're sweating in that one little spot. And so then they put a little thing on top of that, and it collects the sweat, and then they run that sweat through a machine. And then they give you a number of, here's how many milligrams of sodium you lose per 32 ounces of fluid that you sweat out. And for me, it was high. It was 1,650 or something like that. So for every 16-ounce bottle of water that I've sweat out, there's 825 milligrams of sodium in there. So if you think about, what do you normally take with a normal run? Maybe you go have a run and then you have a liquid IV after or something like that. And the liquid IV's got, I think, 500 milligrams of sodium. So even taking that, it was just not enough for me. Like, even if all I lost was one 16-ounce fluid bottle of water, which when I'm out in the summer, particularly in the summer, and sweating very heavily, it's way more than 16 ounces, that's for sure. So, I'm basically having to take like 4 times as much, at least 4 times as much as what I thought I needed. So I found some different things to use for that. And, the biggest key here is that I found out what I personally need. Some people don't lose that much. Some people are okay, not having to take a lot of electrolytes. And for me, it's just, I'm on the high end of the spectrum for sweat, electrolyte loss, sodium loss in my sweat. And I sweat a lot too, so I don't think I'm the heaviest sweater, but I'm definitely not the lightest. Definitely sweat a good bit. So what I've found so far, it's been working fantastic for me. I've actually done a 50K night run through, in the summer heat, and a day 24 miles. I just did 10 miles a day, and it was no cooler than 80 degrees. And all the workouts I've been doing, especially since summer's been starting, it's all been good. I'm trying out different things too. Still, there's plenty of different sodium products out there, but I've started with Precision's own blend. They've got different formulas, some that have less sodium, some that have more. One of the packets has 750 milligrams, so that's pretty good. I've also got salt stick chews that have 100 per 2, so it's kind of just like a little, I just need a little extra, take a couple of those. And then the capsules, pills, they've got like 215 to 225, somewhere in there per pill. And so for me, saying that I need 100, 850, 825 per 16 ounces, every bottle of fluid I'm drinking, I should be taking at least 3, maybe 4 of those pills. And so I've been using those. They're very easy to carry on a long run. Put them in a little bag and a little tiny Ziploc, and stick them in your pocket. They don't get all nasty and sweaty. But another key for me has been continuing to take sodium after the run or workout. So before, and actually even not just before, but also the night before. So preloading with sodium has been very helpful. And then taking some morning of, before the race or before the run, taking some during, depending on the time frame, and then continuing to take more after. So after, it's easy to put something in some water and like a liquid IV type thing, and then just kind of sip on that as you would, like not really looking to cram more sodium because you're not continuing to sweat, but you do need to recover from it. So continuing to take more after, because I was getting to where I would go work out and do like an hour workout in the mornings, and then I would have a headache. A couple hours later, I would start to get a headache, and I would have a headache the rest of the day. And now that's not happening. Sometimes, depending on how much I take and how much I sweat, I can feel a headache starting, and then I'll take some more sodium, and then it goes away. And I also will pay attention to, if I bend down and stand up, do I get lightheaded at all? And if I do, that's another sign for me that I need to take more. So I'll take some then, and pay attention to how do I feel the next time I bend down and stand up. So I had all these reasons for why I thought I was getting nauseous during long endurance runs, and it's been 5 years I've been fighting it, trying to figure it out. Some races were better than others, but I've had so many races where I did well, but then finished and got nauseous after. And I feel very confident this is the key, because I'm able to have a good workout, good hard workout, continue to take sodium afterwards and feel good for the rest of the day, not feel drained and get a headache and feel trashy. Like, it actually makes me feel more energetic because my body's doing what it should, rather than slowly dying from not having enough water in my blood, in my cells. So I'll end it with that, just to put it out there that I know people have listened to this and have said, I've dealt with the same thing. So I would encourage you, if you do deal with such things, consider getting a sweat test. Obviously, you can go take more sodium. That's fine. But if you want to know for sure what is necessary for yourself, are you taking too much, too little? Maybe you're taking too much. I don't know. But don't be afraid to take too much. I mean, that's another thing. You got to drink a whole bottle of soy sauce to put yourself in serious danger. Like, taking 4 liquid IVs is not going to hurt you. It's that kind of thing. I think people are kind of wary about how much sodium they take, but endurance athletes, we obviously need more than the average person. So yeah, consider that. Consider getting a sweat test. At Play Try, it was $200, but very well worth the money for the peace of mind and understanding my body better, for something I've been trying to figure out myself for 5 years. So consider getting a test. Consider how much you're taking, and if you're not feeling good after workouts, consider taking more. There's plenty of products out there. I've actually got on order some tailwind. I plan on taking for longer endurance runs. That way I don't have to take as much gels, because tailwind has more calories in it than most, like more calories than pretty much any of the other ones. They got the most calories in them. So you might probably still take some gels, but not as many. You know, their tailwind's really made to be able to just have a liquid diet. So I've got some tailwind for that kind of stuff. And then there's a company called Scratch Labs that has a hyper heavy sweater focused powder that it is 1,750 milligrams per serving for 16 ounces, which is pretty amazing. So for the really heavy sweating days and for the really long runs, I'll bring those for emergencies and for just if I know it's really going to be extra hot kind of thing. And then Endurelite. Endurelite has their own hydration now that is actually slightly more sodium than Liquid IV, but half the calories. So that's another one I'm going to try out too. And while Salt Stick is pretty good with their capsules, I actually found another company. It's called like Rapid Recovery or something. It's not a brand name that I recognize, but it has slightly more sodium per pill and cheaper per pill too. So, I mean, obviously you can look at the ingredients and see, like, you know, are they having the best practice in their labs and all that kind of stuff before I look into it. But so yeah, there's their LMNT. Element's got 1,000 per serving. They're kind of on the high side cost wise, but they've got a lot in theirs. You know, Liquid IV is good. It's got a decent amount. It's just high in sugar. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for. But again, maybe taking Liquid IV is not enough. Maybe you need more. So maybe considering taking the capsules. That way you don't have to take in the sugar with it. You can just drink regular water, just whatever makes more sense for you. So yeah, consider those things. If you're getting lightheaded, if you're getting tight stomach, sloshy stomach, if you're getting nauseous, look into your sodium intake and see if it's enough. And I hope this will help somebody out, because I know I've seen a massive difference in my workouts and how I feel throughout the rest of the day. These long runs, how I'm feeling has just been night and day difference since I'd say mid-March, early April for sure. It's been a couple months to 3 months now. Been about 3 months. It's been good. So yeah, go look that up and check it out and look into it, and hopefully fix whatever problem you may have. Of course, just because you have those symptoms doesn't mean it is that same problem. So obviously consider that as well. But I'll go ahead and stop blabbering here, and just hope this helps you out, and have a good one. Go run.